Use some of that dark magic on me, baby. Even after dark, you are now tuned into. Even after kept her waiting for long. The way she reached for the stone. I'm never leaving Westview, baby. Call me Vashon. Why don't you sprinkle some of that dark magic on me? After dark, after dark. Phase 1 was the beginning when we first had arrived. Phase 2 was something new, then we was starting to thrive. Phase 3 was something special, we was in overdrive. We ain't gonna talk about 4, we just gonna skip on to 5. We after dark. Yeah, you know you live with. We after dark. And when you leave this room, you an Avenger. From this point on, after dark. You know. We after dark. Oh yeah. You are now tuned into Even After Dark. You feel it too. E-Bombay. Use some of that dark magic on me, baby. Even After Dark. You are now tuned into Even After kept her waiting for long. The way she reached for the stone. I'm never leaving Westview, baby. Call me Vashon. Why don't you sprinkle some of that dark magic on me? After dark, after dark. Phase 1 was the beginning when we first had arrived. Phase 2 was something new, then we was starting to thrive. Phase 3 was something special, we was in overdrive. We ain't gonna talk about 4, we just gonna skip on to 5. We after dark. Yeah, you know you live with. We after dark. And when you leave this room, you an Avenger. This point on, after dark, you know. We after dark.
What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means it's my birthday week. It's not exactly my birthday, but it's my birthday week. I am your host, Emmanuel E-Man Noisette, and I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out to hang out with your boy on this very, very special week. Because, like I said, it's my birthday week. That's all. That's the only reason it's special to me. But of course, it is even more special because I get to hang out with you guys every single time. It's always a gift, and I always appreciate it. So, listen, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, let me give some credit once again to my man Chief Wakil for that amazing intro. Brother, you are a musical genius, okay? That was fire. Love it, love it, love it. Like, I just can't help but to play it. But we have got a lot of things to talk about today. You know, we have got John Boyega hitting us with his own what if for Star Wars. We'll get into that. You know, we also have Jimmy Kimmel has returned. So after all that talk, after all that drama, you know, now my man is back, you know, in front of the live TV audience. And of course, we'll also go over the new Mandalorian trailer, see what that's all about. So with that said, I want to see who has made it out today and give some quick shout outs to folks. Who do we have? Let me see. Who's here? Who made it? Oh man, everybody tuning in. Okay, I'm with that. Sam K coming through. Appreciate you. Hold on, let me turn on the comments. I want y'all to be a part of the show as well. Sam K, good to see you. Thank you so much. 60 plus is here. Appreciate you always. Paulette, how you doing? Good to see you. Mary J, appreciate you coming through. My man Corey is here. Good to see you. Bost is here as well. Good to see you. Lynn, hello. Good to see you too. Rachel, what is up? Johnny, appreciate you coming through. Callow, how you doing? Just Zia, appreciate you, ma'am, coming through. DePaul, what is up from Florida? Rhonda's kicking it with the replay gang. Appreciate you. Would not be alive without Ms. Harper. Thank you so much for coming through. My man Nelson V is here. Good to see you. Animals are cute. Well, it depends on the animal. Some animals ain't cute, but I'll say some. I'll go with some. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Tyra is here. Appreciate you. King Chad is here as well. Who else do we have? Hold on. Miss Treese, appreciate you coming through. We got the homie Tracy Ann as well. Appreciate y'all doing the thing. Tasha is here. My man Theo is here. Appreciate y'all. Let's see. My man Eugene is here as well. Lou, appreciate you. Amanda, good to see you again. Thank you so much. Jay, good to see you as well. My man DJ Payne is here. Appreciate you, brother, all the time. Kristen is here. Kid Mello, what is up? Good to see you. Tanya, I see you. Gothic Chick, I see you as well. Thank you so much. Come on through. We got Jam. Appreciate you coming through. Nick, hello. Good to see you. Tyronda, hello. Raymond, what is up? Soto, appreciate you. Marcus, thank you so much. Diane, I appreciate you coming through as well. And shout out to everyone that has made it out today. Guys, I really, really do appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out with your boy. Mark, appreciate you coming through as well. Thank you guys so much. Let me take some of this off, because when I do my little replay clips, they're gonna be like, why is he dressed like that? Why is he in a robe? I want y'all to, just relax, have fun. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna kick it tonight, have a nice little time or whatnot. So yes, let us get it all together. Now we got a couple comments here. Let me grab some of these here. Let's see. Oh man, JN, thank you so much, man. Happy birthday, E-Man. God bless you with a year of peace, prosperity, and blessings. Enjoy that new Blade, Marvel Zombies. Funko Pop on me. Oh, man, that is awesome. Thank you. Keep us in the DMV in your thoughts and prayers. Potential showdown on October 1st. Man. I hope whatever goes down, it goes down peacefully and ain't no issues. If what you're talking about is what I think you're talking about, then yeah, I hope all of that resolves itself some way smoothly, hopefully. But thank you so much. And I'm glad you put that on my radar because I do need that Blade Funko Pop ASAP. So that is, man, thank you. Thank you for that reminder because I definitely needed that. Real quick, we have got, oh, snaps. Hold on. Let me make sure. Can I say the name? Okay. Nisi, thank you so much for the $25 Cash App. I really appreciate it. You asked if there's any news on From. So far, I have not seen any new news. Now if there's some news, I'm gonna let you know. Now they are shooting, right? They are currently filming. The question really is, when are they going to be done filming? And usually, when they're done filming, they will go into post-production. And from what I've seen, they go into hyper mode, right? Like as soon as they are ready to have a finished couple of episodes, they will start screening them. They'll start sending them out. And then we can start talking about it. So I would just say continue to stay tuned. I will let y'all know as soon as anything From related comes out. But thank you so much for the contribution. I really, really do appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see. DJ Payne, what is up? Happy birthday, E-Man. It's been a minute. It has, man. Thank you for being here. I've been checking out the replays. I was looking to see if you were covering Peacemaker. If not, at least I hope you give a review of it down the road. James Gunn is cooking. So I talked about this before. I have been slammed. I've been so slammed. It's getting close to award season. I have to do this is where critics actually have to do a lot more work, have to do more projects, have to review more things, see more stuff. I got 4 or 5 screeners, I want to say, for the next 2 weeks that I have to hurry up and get to. But Peacemaker is literally on my watch list for tomorrow. My friends have been blowing my phone up. I've seen a couple of things that they talking about. I see James Gunn might be cooking. So I'm going to do my best to catch up. I think we're only 5 episodes in. I'm going to do my best to catch up by tomorrow and just binge watch that. Hopefully ain't no other extra stuff I got to do around the house. But yeah, one way or another, I'm a speak on it one way or another, whether it's a review. I don't know. Maybe if I feel compelled, maybe we'll just talk about it and stream it. We'll see. but I will absolutely get to it one way or another. But thank you, man. I appreciate you so much for the support. Let's see, my man Mike, happy birthday, big homie. Not after dark. I was built for this, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Listen, it was highly requested, so I figured if we're gonna do it, we got to do it at least once, right? At least. But thank you so much, my man Buzz. Appreciate you. Happy born day. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Who else? Kiki, come on through, fellow Libra. See, this is why we always be here. This is why we always be here. Like I knew it. Thank you so much, Kiki. I appreciate you. For real. Let's see. My man Mike got a date tonight after I cook my boy. Okay, my famous spaghetti. So I'm here for now until I got to make that move. But perfect timing. Hey, man. Hey, first and foremost, I'm glad. See, we right here too. Because me and spaghetti all day, right? Hey, good luck with the date, man. I hope some good things happen. Make sure that look, have a good time. Don't worry about us, right? We gonna be here on the replay. You go handle your business and you go have a good old date, man. Okay. But man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Barbara, thank you so much. Happy birthday. Thank you for your insights. I appreciate you. No, Barbara, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Tracy, happy birthday. You close to 50 yet? 51 tomorrow. No, ma'am. No, I got the way to go before I get down to that road. Not yet. There are mornings where I feel like I'm 50, right? But then after you hit the gym and you go do a little run or something, like then I'll be like, nah, man, I'm still in my 30s, So I'm somewhere in between. Okay, but no, ma'am, I'm not there yet. Not yet. I know some of these grades be trying to kick up on your boy, but not yet. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh man, my man Marcus, brother, man, thank you so much for B-Day punches for the $50 cash app, brother. Thank you so much, man. That is amazing. Man, my man Terrence coming through. Thank you, brother, for the $20 cash app. I appreciate you as well. And hold on, we got, who is this? Yo. Wow. Patrice. Oh my gosh. Patrice Miller, thank you so much. $200. You did not have to do that. You did not have to do that. That is, thank you. Patrice, I don't know if you're watching. But thank you from the bottom of my heart, for real. That is extremely generous. I'm trying to like the comment here, but in case you're watching, thank you very much. Geez, I didn't see that coming. Wow. This is why I don't like mess with y'all sometimes, because like, can we have just a moment? Because I feel like I kind of have to. Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to rub this in nobody's face or nothing like that, but y'all know I'm a Christian brother. That's my faith. Doesn't have to be yours. That's fine. But I do believe that God comes through, like when you least expect it. Yeah, my oldest daughter, she just started college, and I'm not gonna lie, things were tight. Things were very tight, and it was crazy because while we were I know the wife probably don't want me to talk about it, but like, things were kind of tight, and we was really questioning how we was gonna pay for this tuition, you know. And as wonderful as she is, and as amazing as my God is, she did get a scholarship, and it was like the scholarship was definitely a help, you know. And it was just so funny because the remaining balance was like a couple $100, and I was just sitting here like, yo, like I don't know if we have it right now, you know. And I was really concerned because I don't want her to worry. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want her to worry about school or you know, like that's not for her to be concerned about. And then here y'all come, you know, helping, you know. You know, so when I say I appreciate it, I really do. I really do. Man, just whew. So thank you. Thank y'all. Sincerely. I do appreciate it. Okay. Y'all not gonna get the Viola cry. No. Haven't been here in a while. Hold on, give me a second. All right. Larry, there you go. Happy birthday, E-Man. Did you see the new Peacemaker episode? It was wild. Gunn did not hold back at all with this one. I have not. I am going to watch it. I promise I'm gonna watch it. If not tonight, tomorrow morning. That is all I am watching for sure. I am on, trust me, I am on it. I promise. That you are not the first one to tell me about these episodes, and it makes sense because James Gunn did say he wasn't going to even give the screenings. He wasn't even going to show the screenings or the advanced screenings for the last 3 episodes. So it sounds like I know why. It sounds like I understand why, right? So I will definitely get to that. Man, my man Reese, thank you so much. Happy birthday, King, to E-Man. I like that. To E-Man. I like that. From Reese and his dad and Chad. Thank you, Reese. I appreciate you. And your dad. Thank you both so much. I really do appreciate it. Dang, man, why we gotta get the birthday punches? Just finished Marvel Zombies. I need more. By the way, how many punches are we giving you? Want to still be hey, let's 10. That's probably as many as I can take. I could probably only take 10 because my arms get sore real fast. So that's all we get. That's all we get. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Claus, thank you so much. Happy birthday week. Thanks for all you do. No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming through. I really do. Dang, man. Hold on, man. We ain't even start yet. Michelle, thank you so much for the $5 Venmo. Appreciate you so much. I'm sending some love right back. And oh man, come on, Mark, brother, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Come on, Mike, brother Mike. Come on, man. He says for the baby girl's future. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You know, that's where it goes, right? For the $100 Cash App. Man, thank you, man. That y'all are being like, wait, y'all listen, slow down. Slow down. Oh man. Talented one, what you got? I'm just getting on and y'all messing with E-Man, Thug Thizzle already. Man, they trying to get all the thug tears out. I don't like it. Okay. I didn't even start yet. I didn't even get to the first topic yet. Happy birthday, bro. E-Fam, do better. That tell them. Please tell them. Thank you, Talented one. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let's see. Anakin, what if my children didn't make out? I understand where you went with that. I understand where you went with that. I can't help you with that. I cannot help you with that at all. Oh man, Darius, thank you so much. My goodness, man. My first time chiming in on the live. My wife and I love watching, hanging out on Fridays. By the way, recast T'Challa. Absolutely. I wasn't with you before, but I'm with you now. You were right. Keep moving, bro. Come on through. Okay. Better late than never. That's okay. I told people, listen, it's going to take some time. It was going to be hard at first. I understand that. Thank you. That right there means everything. right? Thank you so much, and it's all right. Thank you so, man. Shout out to you and the wife, like that. You guys are killing it. Y'all are killing it. Thank you. Listen, we might pay for the second semester at this point, so thank you for real. Okay, listen, y'all got to let me get to work. I got to work. All right, I got to work. Here we go. Let's do some quick updates. All right, and go through a couple things, news items throughout the week. So first off, we have we talked about this actually, that the Social Network was going to get a sequel. And Mark, this was going to be Jesse Eisenberg was not going to come back as Mark Zuckerberg, and instead it was going to be Jeremy Strong. He was in talks, but now it is actually official, and we know the title. It's called The Social Reckoning. The Social Reckoning. Wow. That's a strong title. That is a strong title. So this is also going to star Jeremy Allen White, Mikey Madison, and Bill Burr. We will get this in theaters October 9th, 2026. And it is going to be written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, who is a fantastic Academy Award-winning writer and a pretty good director, I think. So first of all, I still can't see Jeremy Strong. I can't see him as Mark Zuckerberg. Like, I don't know. Are y'all about to give him the curly hair? Are y'all about to make him, the black t-shirt with the gold chain? Like, is that the version that we're getting? I just don't see him as Mark Zuckerberg, but I'm here for the story. Nevertheless, I'm very interested in seeing what we will get from them, just because I do trust Aaron Sorkin and what he can produce. So I think that'll be very interesting to see. Now, for those of y'all that have been asking and wondering, including myself, regarding Into the Spider-Verse, we do have a date now. Maybe this is good news. Now, we know this thing should have been already out. It got delayed for a whole bunch of reasons. Animation does take a long time, yada, yada, yada. But now we can have some sort of idea of when to expect this. And Beyond the Spider-Verse has been, the release date has been moved up. So we're getting it 1 week earlier. Now it is going to be June 18th, 2027. Yikes. That's a minute. That is a minute. So it is going to be a while. But listen, I know for a fact that like every time this stuff has actually come out, I have not been disappointed. So if they need to take that year, because the animation be crazy, it'd be all over the place, I'm okay with that. I will wait for greatness. And so far, I've already said it before, this has the potential of being one of the greatest trilogies of all time. It could also be the greatest Spider-Man trilogy as well. So we will wait and see if that's what we get, but hopefully that is going to be the case. Moving on, we talked about Highlander with Henry Cavill. He had injured his leg, so that kind of delayed production for a little bit. But we have a new addition coming in, and for my wrestling fans, you might like this. Drew McIntyre has been he's now going to be in the reboot of Highlander, and he's going to star as the brother of Henry Cavill's character. Now, if you're familiar with wrestling, this is actually, to me, I feel like it's a perfect casting, right? I mean, Henry Cavill swole, Drew McIntyre swole. He's also Scottish. A lot of the Highlander stuff deals with Scotland. Like I feel, and he walks around with a big old sword, or at least he used to. I think this is actually kind of good. This seems like the perfect addition just for fun. If you're gonna add somebody to Highlander, I think that works. Now I don't know about his acting skills. I don't know. Hopefully he ain't got to talk a whole lot, but I'm here for it. I think this is a good move. Next up, we have Confirmation. So we talked about Weapons by director Zach Cregger. We talked about the fact that there was rumors of him doing a prequel for Aunt Gladys. Now, if you don't know who Aunt Gladys is, count your stars. I don't know, but she was definitely the focal point for the Weapons movie, and it is now official. He is now confirmed that yes, they are going to do the Aunt Gladys prequel. He says it's real. I've been talking to WB about it. There's a story, and I'm pretty excited about it. So, yes, this Ronald McDonald looking old lady is going to get a prequel. We will finally find out who she is, where she came from, and what is up with them twigs and the water and all that other stuff. So, if you still have not seen Weapons yet, I don't know what to tell you except hurry up and go see Weapons. Go see that. That's already one of my favorite movies of the year. So I'm glad about that. Next up, we got an update for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, if you have watched Black Lightning, this is probably going to be good news for you. Marvin Jones III has officially been cast as Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is according to Deadline. He already played Tombstone in Black Lightning, and I am ecstatic over this. I love this. I think it is perfect casting. The brother was fantastic in Black Lightning, and I think that this is a perfect, nice little crossover for him as well. This is good. I like this. I'm really curious because I've seen the jokes online already. What is he going to do and what's he going to say if he ever crosses paths with Miles Morales? Because this man had a lot of funny racial jokes. If you watch the show, you know what he's talking about. He had a lot of funny jokes when it came to dealing with Black Lightning. So I would love to see how he interacts with Miles Morales as well. But this is great casting. I love it. Good job on them for that. Next up, we have a biopic that is coming out. I am actually kind of interested in this just because, again, I'm a wrestling fan and I didn't know a lot of certain stories about people. But, oh, yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, a biopic is in the works with Kenan Thompson set to produce. I don't know where Kenan came from with this. I didn't know he was a producer like that. But I'm down for a Macho Man, biopic. The question is, who are y'all about to get? Who are y'all about to get to play this role? Listen, if you know Macho Man Randy Savage, this guy is such a character, okay? Like, he's a character within a character. So, like, I need whoever is going to play this role. You have got to be on point. You got to get the voice, okay? Like, if there's anything about Macho Man that you have to nail, you've got to get the voice 100%. Man, I need to hear the Slim Jim, oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim. I need to hear that. I need to hear the promo about all I need is a cup of coffee. The cream always rises to the top. I need all of that. Okay, whoever is going to play that role, you got to do the promos. You got to show your beef with Hogan. I want everything. So hopefully that biopic is going to be done well. I am looking forward to it. I'm here for it. So let's go with that. Last but not least, we got a little Predator alien news a little bit. And Dan Trachtenberg, who's going to be directing the Predator movie, he confirms there are no xenomorphs in the Predator Badlands movie. He says we're not involving the Alien franchise just to smush the action figures together. There are great organic story reasons for Weyland Yutani to be in this film. So that's probably where I kind of sort of I'm a little hesitant. I'm a little hesitant because, for one, I still think that they basically spoiled. I think they kind of spoiled the whole thing with this. Like, they shouldn't have had them showing the android in the trailer. You should have left that as a surprise. So you know what? Like, if that's the case, so be it. I'm curious to see what they could do or will do in the future. But, I think y'all kind of let the cat out the bag, So anyway, y'all let me know. How do you feel about all these updates? What do you think? Anything that you care about? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Hold on. Oh, snaps. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Tina, thank you so much for the $25 Cash App. Sending some love right back to you. Appreciate you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And for oh my God, Gary. Hold on. Gary, come on, Gary. Gary with 250. Gary, what you want to talk about, man? Gary, get up here. What you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about, Gary? Come on, man. Thank you for that. But you get like you message me back and let me know what do you want to talk about? Because jeez Louise, thank you, man. Thank you, y'all, for real. I man, you guys are come on, Steven. Happy born day. Thug tears are appropriate. Man, come on, man. I can't do the show with the thug tears. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. 60 plus. If she's at an HBCU, Jeff Bezos just donated 80 million to UNCF for scholarship. Oh, that was his wife, right? Or his ex-wife, if I'm not mistaken. His ex-wife made that nice donation. Listen, and she's been doing it. She's been donating. She's been putting her money where her mouth is. She's been doing the thing. But thank you so much and letting people know all about that. All right. Let us move on. And we have got some 007 news. So we got some updates. Now, keep in mind, Denis Villeneuve is going to be directing the 007 movie. And the question has always been, okay, who are we going to get to play James Bond? And what is going to be the focus of the story? Well, we have maybe some inside rumor news-ish or whatnot. So, take this with a grain of salt, right? But we do have a little bit of insight about who or what they're looking for in James Bond. And it says here that James Bond will be male. Will be male. And the actor will hail from the British Isles. Okay. I think that's pretty reasonable, right? You got to get a male and a Brit. Cool. And it says here that like this is going to be really right up what Fleming wanted in his book or what he wrote about. But this also writes off people like Timothy Chalamet, Glenn Powell, Austin Butler, Jacob Elordi, and anybody else who does not come from Britain. You're out of there. Okay, you're out the running. It also says those in the know tell us the ideal approach is to cast an unknown, possibly in his late 20s or early 30s, to play what Fleming called a blunt instrument, the lethal but extremely dull, uninteresting man to whom things happen. Now, I don't know about all that. Like, I don't know if you can have an uninteresting James Bond. Like, I don't see how that sells movies. I think you need to have the suave, debonair, good-looking guy who just so happens can fight and be, a crazy assassin. I think you kind of need all of that. But it also says here that means that favorites such as Tom Hardy, who's 47, Idris Elba, 53, Henry Cavill, all y'all Cavaliers out there, he's 42. They don't match what Villeneuve wants to do or the other producers. That's not what they're leaning towards. So all these older actors, they out of here. Okay, so they want a young British guy, right? And it says by the time Bond 26 begins shooting in 2027, even Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jack Lowden, I don't know who that is, they'll be 37 years old. Now, I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I thought he's actually a pretty good choice to be James Bond. But if they're going to take that long, they already going to be 37 and they already going to be getting closer because keep in mind, they're probably going to want these guys to be there for 10 years or so, to shoot. So, yeah, they probably will start looking for a 20-something-year-old. It says here by an insider, whoever it is has to look like he could kill you with his bare hands in a trice. A trice? What is that? From the moment you see him, that has to be readily apparent. Wow. Okay. So whoever's going to play Bond, he better look dangerous. Okay. He better look dangerous. Now this is Stephen Knight, I believe, the writer for this. Knight's going back to Bond's beginnings as a Royal Navy commander before being recruited by MI6, the UK's foreign intelligence agency, to perhaps chart how Bond attained 007. Those are basically the ideas that are kind of being thrown out there. Now, again, they're stressing that this is just what they're hearing, but none of this is confirmed or fully formed because the script is still being written and the direction of travel is still up for grabs. Now, out of these, possible ideas about Bond being recruited or the UK's foreign intelligence, being in the Royal Command, I think you do the first movie about how he got recruited, and then you got to do the second movie with how he got that 007 status. Because everybody doesn't just get the 007 status. You have to earn that. So I think it would be kind of interesting to see a young James Bond and just be like, okay, how did what was so special about him? What made them even look his way? And then what were the missions or the mission that they was like, all right, you got to get this 007. Okay. Now it says here, could Bond be played by a non-Caucasian? They asked their sources. They said that is true. He could. Are they right for Bond? Are they right for the story that Villeneuve and screenwriter Knight will be telling? That's what's important. Okay. They like the idea. They're okay if it's not a white guy, right? So in other words, you can have a James Bond that's biracial. You can have a James Bond that's black. You can probably even have a James Bond that's Indian looking. You could have all different types of James Bond. The main criteria they are looking for is somebody that is in their 20s, somebody that looks like they can whoop your tail if you look at them, and a British person. So that's what they're going for. It says here that, by the way, Bond 26 will not be taking place after Bond, the last Bond movie, No Time to Die. They say here it's a new Bond, a new start, a fresh everything. So basically, they got to start all over. They're not playing no games. This ain't going to be tied to anything Casino Royale or nothing like that. This is completely brand new, and it is going to be James Bond for the next generation, essentially. So, you know what? I'm with this. I'm okay with this. Even though I'm still okay if we were to do something like do an anthology where you can still get a Henry Cavill, you could still get Idris Elba, just a one-off movie, I'd be fine with that. But if they want to sit here and do James Bond from the very beginning and just make that the new thing with the trilogy or whatever, I'm okay with it. But you guys let me know, how do you feel about this direction that they're taking for James Bond? Is this what you like? Did you want something else? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right. Let me see. Oh man, Sean, thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much for the contribution. All right. What else do we have? Let's do a little DCU. And by the way, this might contain spoilers for Peacemaker. Again, I haven't watched it, but I think most people have. But just FYI, this might contain some spoilers. So, mild spoilers. So take that how you need to. But one thing James Gunn has been saying, he's been going on this whole interview spree right now and doing his podcast and stuff. And one thing that he was talking about, which I think I've always said has been very important, very, very important for them to figure out, is who is going to play Batman? Who are you going to play Batman? How are you going to find Batman? What are you going to do for Batman? I told y'all Batman is where the money resides for DC. and I'm glad he understands this. But he said here, James Gunn says casting Superman is harder than casting Batman. Says Batman's wearing a mask. Batman doesn't have a Batman face. Like, the thing about our Superman is they've all had Superman's face. That's a specific sort of thing because people kind of have some idea of what Superman looks like from the comics. You know what? He's not wrong. He's not terribly wrong with this. Superman does kind of sort of have a distinct look. You know, you got to have the square jaw. You got to have the hair. You got to get the little S curl, get the little S bang going on. So you got to have the blue eyes, right? Like, he's not wrong, right? I mean, a lot of the Supermen do look alike. Now, the Batman, they don't look alike. Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, they don't look alike. Now, I would argue you do still need a strong jaw to play Batman. You got to have that strong square jaw because even when you in that cake, because Christian Bale looked terrible. I know people love The Dark Knight, but Christian Bale did not look good as Batman with that weird little mouth cut out and whatever. It looked weird. That looked weird, But I think I'm gonna have to agree with him right there. You gotta have a certain look for Superman, and that, you know what? It's one of the reasons why I think David Corenswet was a good pick. He does look like Superman. He talks like him. He walks like him. Makes sense to me. I'm cool with it. Now, as for Peacemaker, James Gunn did also chime in with this. Now, again, this is a little spoilery, so it does depend. So cover your ears if you need to or whatnot. But he does say here that Superman will not appear in Peacemaker season 2. He says David Corenswet was very upset that Nicholas Hoult, aka Lex Luthor, he got to be on the show and David was not. It just didn't work. Lex is in the show for a specific reason. So if you were thinking Superman was going to show up for whatever reason, it ain't happening. I'm actually a little surprised. Now, granted, I haven't seen season 2 yet, but I am a little surprised that Superman was not going to be in it. I actually thought it was kind of the whole point of casting someone like David Corenswet, because he's an actor that you don't need. He's not like Robert Downey Jr., where he's going to cost you $500 million just for a 5-minute appearance, right? So that's a little interesting that, he's not going to be in it. But hey, cat's out the bag. Lex Luthor is going to be in it. I think he probably appeared in the last episode. But yeah, James Gunn says that he's in there for a very specific reason. I guess we'll find out what that is. Anyway, you guys let me know. What do you think about these updates? Do you think it is harder to cast a Superman versus a Batman? And how do you feel that Superman is not going to show up in the DCU Peacemaker season 2? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Let's do some MCU updates. So, let's see. We have just gotten some interviews from Brad Winderbaum, who once again is the number 2 over there at Marvel. He's in charge of the Disney Plus and the TV and animation side of things for Marvel. And he's been doing some interviews here, and he's given us a little bit of insight on what we can think about and, for the shows to come. Actually, when it comes to Marvel Zombies, he did give a little bit of insight, because if you were like me and you watch Marvel Zombies, 4 episodes was a joke, right? Like, what do you mean? What are you doing 4 episodes for? Now, what we did not know, and maybe some people didn't know, was that Marvel Zombies was not always supposed to be 4 episodes. So he does give a little insight here, and he says that Marvel Zombies was changed from a film to a series so that they can include Spider-Man. He says we have certain rights to the character. That meant that we had to take our big epic story and break it down into 4 chapters. So basically, it sounds like Marvel Zombies was probably going to be one of those Disney Plus specials, which I think it probably would have been better that way. But of course, because of the whole Sony Marvel agreement, that whole deal, that Marvel's not allowed to make a movie with Spider-Man unless Sony signs off on it. But Sony's like, that's our money, right? So they can put Spider-Man in animation, they can put Spider-Man in TV series, but they cannot put Spider-Man in a movie. So that's why we got only those 4 episodes for the zombies. In addition to that, we got some X-Men 92 or 97 updates. And Marvel, Brad Winderbaum also says that the release strategy for the upcoming animation project. So he says new seasons of X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man will be released annually. So every year we should get an X-Men 97, and every year we should get a Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season. Says potential for more seasons of Marvel Zombies if enough people watch. So I need everybody to go watch Marvel Zombies, because ain't no way y'all about to leave us on that kind of cliffhanger. Ain't no way. Okay, ain't no way. And lastly, we have another bit of commentary for X-Men 97. Now, this comes from Ross Marquand. He's you might remember him from The Walking Dead. He was actually the voice for Red Skull in Infinity War. He does a whole lot of voiceovers. I believe he also played Professor X. He voiced Professor X in the X-Men 97. But during Comic-Con or during some convention or whatever, he was interviewed and he gave a little bit of a tease. They asked him a tease for season 2 of X-Men 97, and he confirmed that the second season was very dark. He said, I play Apocalypse next season too. So there's a lot of scenes for myself as Apocalypse. I'm dressed in rags, which is kind of weird, but yeah. So more than likely, if you guys recall, at the end of X-Men 97, there was a little time travel going on. So more than likely, he's going to play the young Apocalypse, before he actually becomes Apocalypse in full force, with the alien technology. And he says here that he's amazed that Disney greenlit it because it's so dark. It's very, very dark. A lot of people die, and so many people don't talk about it. Just being honest. First of all, sir, we just saw the whole episode with Genosha, and Gambit. What, like, darker than that? A whole island of mutants got massacred. We going darker than that? Okay. All right. I mean, sure. If that's okay. Now, keep in mind, even though season 2, Bo DeMeo supposedly already completed that whole season, right? He wrote that and all of that. But we do know Bo DeMeo got fired. He was taken out. Now, he had posted on his social media that he completed all of season 2. He did some of the animation or something like that. He sent basically all the stuff in. So the real question is, how much is Marvel going to change what was already done? Now, he said that the team fought to keep a lot of the stuff that Bo DeMeo made. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case. Something tells me that Marvel's probably going to change some of that stuff. I'm pretty sure Bo DeMeo will be, because he does not hold his tongue, I'm pretty sure he'll be quick to say, I didn't do this. That's not me. Or I had it this way. Nothing's held him back so far. But I have a feeling that Marvel might change a lot of that stuff, mainly because they probably don't, if it's great, if it's amazing, they probably don't want to let Bo DeMeo keep bragging, right? Because X-Men 97 was freaking amazing. It was amazing. And it was very hard, regardless of what went down with Marvel and Bo DeMeo, whatever that issue was, there was no denying that season 1 was the best thing Marvel put out in a long time. So something tells me that they're not going to want to keep hearing Bo DeMayo's mouth, which is why they already replaced him. And he even said, okay, season 3, that's when you're going to notice a sizable change in tone, because that's not me, right? So I'm still worried about season 2. I'm still worried that the powers that be will probably be like, listen, we got to cut that Bo DeMayo noise out. Let's rewrite some things so we can say this was us and not Bo. That's what I'm suspecting. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm nervous because if I'm not mistaken, it was the same dude that wrote what's his name? Leslie something. Michael Leslie, I think. He wrote season 3 of What If, and that was cheeks. That was straight booty cheeks. Like that season 3 of What If, not good. So if you're gonna take that guy and tell me you about to replace him, what? With Bo's work, y'all must be trying to lose money fast. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But we'll definitely be keeping tabs on Bo, because I know he definitely gonna tell. But anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about these MCU updates? How do you feel about Across the Spider-Verse? Or not Across the Spider-Verse. How do you feel about Spider-Man being broken up, or Marvel Zombies having to be broken up because of that? How do you feel about the upcoming X-Men 97? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Real quick, I'm gonna just go ahead and give y'all like a quick review of Marvel Zombies. I know some people have not seen it yet, so I will do my best to still keep this spoiler free, just so that we can preserve that for people. So just in case if you forget, Marvel Zombies is a continuation from the What If episode that had the Marvel Zombies introduced. That's when we saw Tony Stark, we saw Captain America, we saw all the Avengers had already been infected because Janet, or I think it was either Hope or Janet, one of the little Ant-Man people, they came back from the Quantumverse infected, and they started infecting people like that. And that's how it started. And of course, it was like a whole big problem. And we ended off the episode with T'Challa and Scott Lang and Peter Parker flying to Wakanda, but they flew in to some big problems, right? They flew into a zombie version of Thanos who had the Infinity Gauntlet, and that is where ish started to hit the fan. So just in terms of what was good, I thought that basically the action in this whole series was top notch. I thought that they did a really good job with that. I really, really enjoyed some of the different takes that they had on the characters. I thought that they did a good job with that. I was here for a lot of the other stories, especially when it came to like the younger generation. I love the fact that Riri Williams, is getting highlighted. Kamala Khan, I thought that they are doing a good job because, to be honest, their characters are not characters I really cared about. However, I think that when we get more of them in different series, that is adding to that a whole lot, and they're doing a great job. And of course, I think this goes without saying, Blade. Our very first introduction to what Blade even looks like, okay, because all we've had was just a voice. But the fact that we got to see Blade in action was amazing. I love it. He was easily the best part of the entire franchise for me, of the whole series. I enjoyed it. I loved it. Even though it wasn't Mahershala that was actually voicing him, man, they still did a great job with that. So I'm here for it. And I think all that did was prove you don't need to do a lot with Blade to make him great. My man came in. Yes, he had the spirit of Khonshu. Yes, he was Blade Knight. That's fine. Man, I want to get that Funko Pop. I got to get that Funko Pop. It was fine that he got him, but at the same time, Blade was on point. I mean, oh man, this man was on point. You get that man a sword and he get to slicing and dicing. I'm with it. I'm with it. And I will say that I also liked some of the situations that these characters were put in, I absolutely thought that this was a great storytelling for the MCU. There was a whole lot of sacrifice. They were not holding back on the level of threats that they put in here. Um, I'm not going to show some of those threats, but basically, there's a big problem that they have to deal with, right? And I will also say, and of course, if you've already seen it at the end, I thought that they did a really good job of being imaginative and creative with some of the combinations that we got to see at the end, right? So you guys know, or that have seen it, there's one big force that they have to protect, and I thought that that was really dope, right? I thought the fight scenes were good. I enjoyed that. Was there anything else? Yeah, I think that was about it. I like how they didn't pull their punches. I like how they allowed it to actually be TVMA. I was cool with that. Okay. Like this to me felt like the first time Marvel was just like, let's just get back to our roots and do what we do from the comics. Okay. Now, as for the bad, I'm still not a big fan of the animation. I know some people are, and that's fine. I don't really care for the animation like that. To me, it's just not that great. Sometimes it's cool, yeah, when they get all dark and stuff, but I I just kind of wish they had a different animation style for this. It's not my favorite. I understand maybe it's okay for other people. I'm not really all into it. Uh, I think it's not going to be a big secret, and I'm pretty sure some people can tell, but without going into mad detail, I was not a very big fan with what they did with Black Panther, aka T'Challa. Um, I'm pretty sure if you watch it, you already know. And let me just say, it's twofold. It's bittersweet, right? I keep hearing the concept of bittersweet. Um, I'm trying to see how I could talk about this without spoiling anything. As you saw earlier, we talked about how they chose to make him silent. That was their way to honor him. Um, I don't have as big of an issue with that. I do have an issue with what happens after. That part I don't like. Now, I will say, in fairness, the way they end the whole series kind of sort of balances things out. But given the history and the context of what we've seen in the multiple iterations of T'Challa, that part does not make it okay. Again, so if we had gotten Marvel Zombies, earlier when Chadwick was alive, I would have had no problem. If we had gotten it earlier before, like that would have been fine because I'd been like, hey, it's all fair, right? It's fair for everybody. But it's like, dang, man, like how many times? How many times? Ah, anyway, let me kind of go into the verdict with this. Or with the reason. Overall, I do think that Marvel Zombies is probably one of the better uh series, better products of the MCU in a long time. This felt like it was much more comic book centered than anything. More importantly, it felt like it gave me something that I can't see in any other Marvel property at all. I can't sit here and think about another Marvel property that was this unique and this creative with like the fights, with the combinations and the storytelling. This felt like a real comic book, right? Like this is usually why you go to a comic book, so that you can see and you can hear and watch all these different ideas that your imagination didn't even come up with. So I give them total credit for that. Like I said, I already listed some of my bad stuff. So I think that when I give it a rating for Marvel Zombies, I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Again, I know I have personal issues with it, but overall, I got to give credit where it's due. They did a really good job with the story. And if you're familiar with the Marvel Zombie story, this is right in line with it, right? This is right. It is doom. It is gloom. It is not, for the faint of heart. It is gory. It is violent. And that's exactly what they gave us. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. But you guys let me know if you have seen all 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies. Feel free to let me know your thoughts. What do you rate it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, hold on. Let me grab these here. Yo, Eric, thank you so much. Says happy birthday. Thank you for the $10 Venmo. Appreciate you so much for that. Man, my man Nelson, thank you, brother, for the $10 Cash App. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. All right. What else? Okay, Nelson. I saw another YouTuber give a good theory about the reason why Icarus was fighting zombie Captain America. All I could say is containment. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I'm okay with that, right? Like I think that is actually in line with what was going on, and I like it. I would love to see and hear a little bit more, but yes, indeed. And I like that portion of the season as well. I thought they did a really good job with that. All right, let's move on. No, let's go ahead. Yeah, okay. Let's do the Mandalorian trailer. So we know now the Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be coming to theaters finally, and we finally got our first trailer for it as well. Let me see if I can pull it up. Do I have it? I should have it. Yes, there it is. Hold on. And okay, so now that we have the trailer, I definitely want to see what it's all about. I want to see if it kind of holds up. Because listen, the Mandalorian, let's just be honest, the first season was amazing. Second season was on point. Third season, yikes. Third season, I don't know what they was doing. But it was it was not all that good. It was not good. So the question is this trailer, is this movie going to bring them back? But of course, before we get started, let's do it properly. All right, let's check out this trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu.
shot, baby.
That's it. Is that y'all trailer? Is that y'all trailer? Yo. I don't know who cut that trailer. Y'all literally had better trailers for the other TV series for the other seasons. That looked like a trailer for season 4. Nothing about that said, "Hey, come watch my movie in IMAX." I'm sorry. That nah. That ain't it. That ain't it. Wow. Maybe it's on me. Maybe I had my hopes up a little too high because I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, John Favreau, he knows how to do movies. I like the Mandalorian. I don't know what the hell that was. That looked like a straight Disney Plus TV trailer. Nothing about that said cinematic experience. Come and pay us all your money and get you a seat with popcorn bucket. None of that said none. It didn't say none of that. I don't know what to tell y'all. What did y'all think? Did y'all like that? Was that interesting for you? Maybe y'all feel differently. I don't know, but feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Because they said it was a teaser trailer. Listen, I don't know what they teasing. Nothing has been teased for me. Not a thing has been teased. So, Mike, what you say? You said don't show nothing. They was listening, Pop. Okay. Touche. To be fair. Damn, you got my ass. You got me with that one. But I do always say the job of a trailer or a teaser is to get you excited, right? It is to get you excited. So, while it is absolutely true, don't be showing me too much. At the same time, you ain't showing me nothing that's gonna be like, all right, let's go. But you know what? I'm gonna fall back. Because that's what real G's do, right? They take accountability. I'm gonna fall back. You right. Because listen, my dumb self, I'm still gonna go and watch it. I'm still gonna go, right? Come on, man. So yeah, you right. You got me. It's cool. See, sometimes you gotta take it. You gotta take it. Oh man, thank you, man. I appreciate you. What else do we have? Oh. Let's talk about this. Nah, yeah. Since we talk about Star Wars, we can go with this. Let's talk about What If, but with Star Wars. So many of us already have talked about and have chimed in about the many problems with the last Star Wars trilogy, more specifically, the issues with can I get rid of this, please? Thank you. More specifically, the issues with Brother Finn, played by John Boyega. That has been an atrocity. That has been a problem, right? We know that Star Wars played in our faces by sitting here and teasing that Finn was going to be, some bigger character than he actually was, but instead all he did was run around screaming at the Rey. It was a problem. It was atrocious. So now, after speaking out, because he has spoken out about this multiple times, John Boyega has finally talked about what he would do if he were in charge of Star Wars, what that Star Wars trilogy would have looked like. So, figured that'd be something worth us taking a look at real quick. And he says here, if I was a producer on Star Wars from the beginning, you would have had a completely different thing. Okay, John, let's see what you got. Let's see what you talking about. What would you have done different? He says, it would be mod. I can't do the British accent. He said, it would be mod. First of all, we're not getting rid of Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and all these people. We're not doing that. The first thing we're going to do is fulfill their story, fulfill their legacy. We're going to make a good moment of handing the baton. Okay. So, first of all, I had no problem with Han Solo dying. Because to me, Han Solo was always a cool character, but if he died, he died. But I understand, and I don't have a problem with the idea of keeping Luke Skywalker alive. That's fine. A lot of people didn't like it. It didn't really bother me, mainly because a lot of old Jedis die in Star Wars. You know, like it's just kind of what they do. You know, didn't Yoda fade away? You know, my man faded. You know, Obi-Wan faded. You know, Qui-Gon faded. Like everybody dies. No, Qui-Gon didn't fade, but he got stabbed. But I'm just saying, like everybody dies one way or another. So I didn't have the biggest problem, but I understood the backlash that some people had with how Luke went out. So I could see why he'd want to keep him there. He says our new characters will not be OP'd, aka overpowered, in the movies. Uh-oh. He says they won't just grab stuff and know what to do with it. No, you've got to struggle like every other character in this franchise. I do that. Ooh. Now y'all know who he talking about. Y'all know he talking about Rey. You know he's talking about Rey. So Rey, who a lot of people said was overpowered, was just kind of like, so you just out of nowhere, you just lightsaber it up, you just all good, huh? No training, no nothing, huh? Just easily be one of the greatest. Yikes. Man, Finn, you out here throwing shade to your boo thing Rey like that? You ain't never gonna catch it now. He says, look, I'd look to the old Republic stories and see what we can add to the continuation of that. I would definitely want to see Force Unleashed stories in there. Come on, brother. I would try to expand the Star Wars universe as much as possible while respecting the lore. If we're expanding the lore, we have to do it within the respective boundaries that stay true. But Luke Skywalker wouldn't be disappearing on a rock. Hell no. Standing there and he's like a projector. I would want to give those characters way more. Way more. Damn, brother. All that shade, bro. Not the projector. Yikes. First of all, my man is on point with the old Republic stories. That, like, I think every Star Wars fan would agree, if you're even familiar with the old Republic stories, that that's the gold mine. For whatever reason, Lucasfilm has refused to tap into directly. Like, there's so many stories in there that only the deepest of the Star Wars nerddom know about, but the average, watcher, the average casual fan does not. I don't understand. I've been saying for years, I don't know why y'all don't have a whole series or a bunch of movies of a young Luke Skywalker on the run. From what I heard, that's where he was doing some of the craziest stuff. Like, what are we doing? Why do y'all not like money? I don't understand. So, that's cool and all, but I'm a little disappointed in my man Boyega. Those were great ideas. How you not gonna talk about you wasn't gonna make yourself a like a Jedi? Like that, bro. That was the one thing. That was the one job. That was the one thing you even expected. We all expected. The second we saw Finn with that blue lightsaber, we was like, okay, my man got a little force in him. How's that not number one on your list? Anyway, I like most of his ideas here. I think he's on point. I think he's got a very good idea with this. But you guys let me know, what did you think about what John Boyega had to say about a what if Star Wars? Do you think that his ideas would work? Do you like them? What would you add to them? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Well, talk about an Apple delay. So, Apple has a new TV series coming out, and it looks like you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for it to come because it is going to be delayed. It is a show called The Savant with Jessica Chastain starring in it. And yeah, they said, no, it ain't happening. So I believe that we can go ahead and watch the trailer for the series so you can get an idea of what it is they're even canceling before it even, or not canceling, postponing.
Hey kids, come on.
So let me put this on and let's check this out together to see, before we get into the news, what exactly is Apple postponing it and what the issue is. So let's check this out.
Hey kids, come on.
What's she looking at?
She's working.
She's working. I thought this was a no-work weekend, Mom.
Oh, she with her brother?
Night.
Okay. Got a whole DEI family. Go ahead.
It's gonna be a coordinated mass attack.
Blood will be shed.
Locked and loaded, been planted for months.
The hunt has begun.
What do you do in there all day? All night sometimes.
I track people who are planning attacks. My job is pretending to think like them to stop those people from doing really bad things.
FBI, on your knees!
That's why we call her the Savant.
Snipers, bombings, ambushes. We're on the verge of serious violence. I've been watching him for a year and a half. He's recruiting for something. I don't know what it is, but it's massive.
This guy isn't just planning violence. He's out to make a statement.
What kind of a statement?
The kind that history refers to with a month and a date.
Oh,
wow. Innocent Americans are going to die.
We need to infiltrate further.
I don't think you should keep pushing this.
Listen to me. They have photos of your family.
You think if you engage with terrible things, you're daring even worse things to happen.
Listen, okay, Apple. Okay, Apple. Yeah, hey, I agree with y'all. Definitely some Zero Dark 30 vibes for sure. Listen, that looked good to me. That looks like a good series. Apple usually has solid stuff. Okay, they don't get the same kind of promotion, but the quality that Apple will put out is usually on point. So I'm actually with this. This looks pretty good. Yeah, that was bad for Mandalorian to follow that up. Step your game up, you know. Anyway, that show, Apple was like, nah, no. Now let's see what they had to say and why they had to say it. Let me take this down. Okay, let's see. What did Apple have to say here? It says here, after careful consideration, we've made the decision to postpone The Savant. We appreciate your understanding and look forward to releasing the series at a future date. Now, it says here the streamer would not elaborate on the reasons for the last-minute change, but The Savant's subject matter is believed to be behind it, with the story about preventing extremist attacks and some of the imagery considered possibly triggering following the September 10th assassination of right-wing political activist Charlie Kirk. The series includes a sniper in action at the bombing of a government building, among other acts of violence. The Savant follows an undercover investigator who played by Chastain, who infiltrates the online hate groups to stop domestic extremists before they act. So, Apple said, it's too soon. We don't want to do this. Not yet. So, luckily, they didn't cancel it, but for whatever reason, they believe that this was just not the right time. Now, I could kind of sort of see their point with this. I mean, but at the same time, like, you know, the killing happened like a couple weeks ago, right? And I'm not even trying to be crass about this at all, because I do not condone violence like that. I don't condone political violence. I don't condone political, like, there's any violence like that. But I've also seen this country get over mass shootings faster. I'm not even saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying I've seen y'all get over other mass terrible shootings, you know, other acts of political fire. I've seen this country, unfortunately, get desensitized to the point where I'm like, now y'all want to delay? Okay. So Jessica Chastain, of course, you know, main actress in the show, she had something to say. Now, this is something I did not see coming, because usually a lot of actors, a lot of people, they stay quiet on these things. They're just like, man, even if they like it or if they don't like it or agree, whatever, they stay quiet. However, she ain't staying quiet. Chastain says, I want to say how much I value my partnership with Apple. They've been incredible collaborators, and I deeply respect their team. That said, that's a however, I wanted to reach out and let you know that we are not aligned on the decision to pause the release of The Savant. She goes on and lists a whole bunch of other political acts of violence. She says these incidents, though far from encompassing the full range of violence witnessed in the United States, illustrate a broader mindset that crosses the political spectrum and must be confronted. The Savant is about the heroes who work every day to stop violence before it happens, and honoring their courage feels more urgent than ever. I agree with Jessica. I think she's absolutely right. I mean, I totally understand that, yes, seeing image of political violence and stuff is absolutely horrendous. I understand how that could also be triggering. But you know what? If you have a show that's literally geared on showing how those things get stopped and showing the courageous men and women, the courageous people that serve our country, stop those things, to me, that sounds like a potential line of hope. That sounds like something great, because I think what this show kind of demonstrates is how we don't see how many of those shoulda, coulda, woulda potential attacks on our country actually get stopped. We take that for granted. Yes, we are scarred. We are wounded when we see the actual things happen. But think about the hundreds, if not thousands, of incidents that get stopped almost every day because of people that work their butt off like that. So to me, I think that they shouldn't cancel it or postpone it, because if you want to give people hope, if you want to show them something, this would be it. Show them the people that actually work to stop that, you know? So anyway, that's Apple's decision, and it's very interesting that the main star is standing in opposition to that. But you guys let me know. What do you think about Apple's decision to delay? Do you think that they are right? Do you think that, you know, do you side with Jessica maybe, that maybe they should go ahead and, you know, get this going? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Y'all keep talking about Slow Horses. I don't watch that. Is that good? Is it good? I haven't seen Slow Horses, so I will take your word for it if it is. Nelson, Grogu is 50 years old. Yes, he is. He's an old guy. He's an old baby. It's an old baby. Eric, have you seen Andor yet? I've only seen season 1. It took me a while. It took me like 4 years. It took me 84 years to finally see season 1. I do need to watch season 2. I do need to watch season 2. So that is on my list as well. First, I got to watch Peacemaker. First, I have to watch Peacemaker. And then maybe we talk about it. But yeah, I got to do that first. All right. So let's finish off. Let's finish off with Jimmy Kimmel. So if you have watched my last update, I did talk about the whole drama with Jimmy Kimmel and how the federal government, aka the FCC, they stepped in and they said what they said, and that led to the decision from the affiliates, Nexstar and the Sinclair Group, from pulling Jimmy Kimmel off the air, including ABC, who was going to suspend him as well. So since then, it was already announced that, Jimmy was coming back. If you're watching this at this point, he's already back on air. But I'm going to kind of give you the timeline of events of what happened in between that time, just to kind of get you all caught up. So while many people were already canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions, which was hurting Disney's pockets, okay, so they was getting hurt on both ends. We also had 400 celebrities coming out in public to condemn the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel and the attack on free speech. You also had people like Jennifer Aniston, Meryl Streep, Robert De Niro, Tom Hanks, Ben Stiller, Michael Keaton, the GOAT Batman, Joaquin Phoenix, Kerry Washington, and so many others, all coming out using their platforms to actually speak out against this. And guess what? If you're Disney, you need a bunch of them people. The last thing you want is not only losing almost $4 billion in your stocks, but you also don't want the talent to sit here and be like, who are you? What is it? You ain't got no business then. Okay. You listen, when Tom Hanks is against you, something's wrong. Okay. Tom Hanks, something is absolutely wrong. You on the wrong side of history if Tom Hanks is out here sitting there being like, nah, I'm not messing with y'all. Now, I also had pointed out, of all the people, of all those TV shows on ABC to not weigh in, it was absolutely something when The View had gone multiple days without contributing any conversation. Now, it absolutely had a bad look. It looked like, just like other networks or whatever, that they were bending the knee to the government and their influence. However, The View came back and they had something to say. It says here by Whoopi Goldberg when she started the show, did y'all really think we weren't going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel? I mean, have you watched the show in the last 29 seasons? No one silences us. It goes on to say here, we took a breath to see if Jimmy was going to say anything about it first. Someone can say something they shouldn't and get taken off the air, but the government cannot apply pressure to force someone to be silenced. One of the other hosts says here, the First Amendment is the first for a reason, because you need it to be able to hold those in power accountable. Moving on. Another one, Whoopi said, but we fight for everybody's right to have freedom of speech, because it means if my speech is free, it means your speech is free. So The View has not been silenced. They are speaking out, which again is pretty big because they're not the biggest fans of the current administration. And again, I stress this to people. This is what you want, right? You don't want the government infringing on anyone's right, free speech. Now, it's different if it's hate speech, and by hate speech, I mean speech that incites or leads to violence of an other. That's problematic. But at the end of the day, you vote with your eyeballs. You don't like something, don't watch it. If you have an issue, don't watch it and go give your views somewhere else. And over time, trust me, that money will dry up and them shows will get canceled. Anyway, we got the announcement after that Jimmy's Kimmel show will return. Disney went out and said, we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we have reached a decision to return the show on Tuesday, so last Tuesday. And of course, the affiliates had something to say, because even if Disney says it's cool, we're not going to suspend him, that doesn't mean that the Kimmel show would be seen by everyone, because it's still those affiliates that they distribute it to local areas, right? So the Sinclair group, they were still refusing to play Jimmy Kimmel's show when it got the restart from ABC. And this is the same group that were basically asking for a donation from Kimmel to Turning Point USA, which, let's just be clear, it comes off as straight off extortion when you're like, nah, you got to pay some money for this, right? And then the Next Star group, they also refused to play Jimmy Kimmel's show when it restarted. And they say, we stand by our decision, pending assurance that all parties are committed to fostering an environment of respectful, constructive dialogue in the markets we serve. Now, keep in mind, Next Star has a very interesting situation because they are in the middle of a $6 billion something merger and with a Tengar or whatever the other company is, and they need FCC approval. They cannot do their they can't become billionaires. They cannot get their money. They can't make their sale unless the same government that was mad about Jimmy Kimmel agrees and gives them the okay. So a lot of people are, I would say, probably even correctly inferring that Next Star was absolutely bending the knee to the government because they need to play nice for that money, right? So, of course, the FCC chair had something to say after Disney gave the okay and after Jimmy Kimmel was going to come back. And he goes on to say that Jimmy Kimmel's remarks about Charlie Kirk's killer was some of the sickest conduct possible. I don't know if he doesn't listen to Fox News. Maybe that must be the case, or maybe because the FCC doesn't control cable, but I've heard sicker. I've heard actual anchors sit here and say that they should kill homeless, mentally ill people and give them lethal injections. I've heard that. So don't sit here and tell me that what Jimmy Kimmel said was the sickest thing, because that lets me know that you just don't watch TV or cable at all, because there's clearly been worse. Moving on, let's see. Now, Jimmy, when he gave his monologue, now I thought it was a pretty solid monologue. It was actually the first time I actually watched on the TV, because I usually watch on YouTube or social media. But one thing that he did want to make clear, he said, I don't think what I say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. And this is, if you've watched Jimmy Kimmel at all, you know that he does get choked up and he does sometimes get moved to tears when it's like a real situation, right? If we're talking about children being victims of a mass shooting, he's going to get emotional about it. When you're talking about other acts of violence and stuff, like he gets emotional about that. And to me, and again, I'm just basing this off of what I've seen through him through the years. I believe him that he was also sincere, that the one thing he's not going to do is joke about the murder of Charlie Kirk. Like, he's not going to make light of that, because that's another human being. And as he also mentioned, he made a whole thoughtful post, no jokes involved, condemning the violence, sending his condolences to the friends and family of Charlie Kirk and all of that. So, I think that it is completely bad faith to sit here and try to believe that Jimmy Kimmel was like making light of that situation. If anything, he was making light of the president's reaction to when the president was asked about the shooting, when he was asked about the assassination. The president was sitting there basically paraphrasing, yeah, you know, I'm good. By the way, we got a ballroom. Yeah, my ballroom is almost done. That gold ballroom, boy, that thing's gonna be popping. Yes, sirree. Uh-huh. That's what Jimmy Kimmel was highlighting, and not necessarily the political violence or the death or the shooter and nothing like that. He was talking about the president that basically cared more about a golden ballroom than the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So, or the political violence in our country. That's what our president cared about in that, and that's what Jimmy Kimmel was talking about. Kimmel did not hold back. He still sat here and talked about the president and his reactions. One thing he said was, the president made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. This show is not important. What is important is we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. And I couldn't agree more, right? Again, there are TV shows out there that I vehemently disagree with. There are shows that I would not give the next, like, a second of my time and ratings. But you know what? As long as you're not, you know, spouting out hate speech, as long as you're not like doing that, you have the right to say what you want to say, just like I have the right to not watch you. And all of us have the right, the constitutional right, to not have the government interfere with that as well. So I think he was on point with that as also. Now here's where a little payback hit, just a little payback from Kimmel. He goes on to say, the president tried his best to cancel me and instead forced millions to watch the show. He might have to release them Epstein files to distract us from this now. That was a funny joke. That was funny. I'm not gonna go into the Epstein files. I do want to know where they at though, but that was a funny joke. If you follow anything in politics with where them files are at, that was funny. I like that. I thought that was funny. Anywho, we also had the updates of those ratings, and it looks like Jimmy was right, because Jimmy Kimmel's live show had 6.3 million viewers last night, or the night it aired, and it was the most watched regular episode ever, despite not being shown in some major US cities. So even while he was limited, he still broke some records with that. Now, here's the thing. Jimmy Kimmel gets put back on the air, right? ABC, you know, Disney, they was like, hey, we don't want no trouble. Okay, guys, we don't want no trouble from nobody, right? We don't want no political issues. We don't want no problems with that. And at the same time, please stop canceling that Disney Plus. Stop hurting our pockets. Jimmy, you can go back. Okay, it's fine. Say what you want to say. Do what you got to do. Disney was like, we out of here, y'all. We're fine. Leave us be, please. All right. By the way, Disney Plus will be increasing their subscription prices on October 21st. Standalone plans with ads will increase by $2 to $11.99 per month. Premium plans will be increased by $3, 18.9 to the 9. Really? Really? So let me get this straight. You got hit up by the audiences, by the people, because of y'all moved. Y'all messed up. And y'all said, okay, we sorry. And y'all got the nerve to sit here and raise them prices? Disney, y'all be playing a dangerous game. This is a dangerous, dangerous game. If people were willing to cancel subscriptions in protest, do you not think that they might cancel you like right after that? Like, you don't think that they, because to me, I'm sitting here thinking, like, if this was Netflix, I could see people at least being like, man, I don't know. I do want to watch my Stranger Things, man. My list is kind of, I got to watch my Love is Blind. At least people will have to second guess whether they cancel. I don't think anybody really questioned whether they was going to cancel their Disney Plus or not. I think it was actually probably an easy decision for a lot of people. And y'all think this going to smooth things over by raising the prices? Y'all bold. I don't know if that's going to get y'all that $4 billion back or not, but y'all, that's a bold move. Now, I've heard from a lot of right-wing talking heads on news and stuff say that, hey, what the Sinclair Group and Nexstar did, that was a business decision. Okay? And let's be clear about something. It would be absolutely right if your employer decides to fire you or suspend you for what you say. Why? Because people versus, a private company, even a public traded company, doesn't really matter. That's not protected under the First Amendment. The First Amendment is about the government taking action against free speech. That's the issue. So they would be absolutely right. If Nexstar, if Sinclair, if ABC say, you know what, Jimmy Kimmel, you fired. You're done. Nobody would say anything. It would be like, dang, that's messed up, but okay. That's the same reason why Joy Reid, Stephen Colbert, why they got fired. Now, yes, maybe there was a little political pressure, but it wasn't out there like that, right? When they got their shows canceled, it was kind of like, man, it's not right, but okay, nobody could sit here and say it was the First Amendment Constitution. But once again, you had the FCC, the government, actually speak on it, and the timing lined up pretty well. FCC says something, then y'all make a decision, and y'all need that money for the merger. It don't look good. It don't look good. Now, for some of those people, because somebody's gonna still be like, but it's still business. Sure, let's go with that. It's still business. It has nothing to do with the government, except when the president has something to say, right? So the president got mad because ABC brought Jimmy Kimmel back and said, I'm not reading everything he said, the White House was told by ABC that this show was canceled. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. I want you to fully understand, whether you are on the left or if you are on the right, none of this is okay. The President of the United States should not be threatening or even thinking of interfering with the decision of private companies based off of someone's speech. If anything, he probably messed himself up. I'm not a lawyer, but you probably messed stuff up for yourself and your future lawsuit, because that is a direct infringement on rights. How is the government going to tell a private company who and who they can't fire? So what if Disney sat here and told the White House that they were going to fire Jimmy Kimmel and they chose that they weren't? So what? Private companies should be able to do whatever they want to do as long as it's not illegal. And last time I checked, telling the White House anything that you want to do or not do is not illegal. And it's absolutely extortion. You try, because here's the other problem that happens. You file litigation, wasting our tax dollars, by the way, and the company is probably like, you know what, it's cheaper if we just settle, right? And that's what happened. They just settled. It's not like they won the court case. They just settled with the president last time. But somebody can take that settlement and make it twist and look like, oh, I won. No, you didn't. It's just the fact that it's not worth proving you wrong to lose, I don't know, $100 million in a court case that will take years, that you know you're going to lose, but it doesn't matter if you lose it because it's not your money. You're wasting our taxpayer money for your personal ego. Again, I don't care if you're on the left or right. Are you okay with your tax dollars being wasted on stupid ego trips? I'm not. There's a whole lot of stuff that, yes, I understand we got to pay with our taxes, but this little petty war, this is stupid. This is stupid. We have veterans that need aid. We have Medicare cuts that have been cut. We have people like yourselves, each and every one of you hardworking Americans out there that do not need your tax dollars to be played around in these stupid, silly games. Anyway, after all this was said, the Sinclair Broadcast Group said that they will now start airing Jimmy Kimmel's show again. They did have a little bit more to say, and they said, while we understand that not everyone will agree with our decision about programming, it is simply inconsistent to champion free speech while demanding that broadcasters air specific content. Ooh. Did they just try to pull? I don't know who they was talking to. Y'all gonna let them talk to y'all like that? They basically said, hey, all of y'all that are talking about free speech, you guys are hypocrites for trying to tell us, the Sinclair Group, what we should air and what we shouldn't air. How dare you? That would be totally true if y'all wasn't bending the knee to the government. You would be right if you were not taking cues from the government to censor speech. So y'all can take all of that nonsense and shove it, because that's complete nonsense. And I hate the willful ignorance. Y'all just conveniently leave out the fact that the government has some sort of stake in this. Again, if the government didn't say anything, fine. You might have at least been able to play cover with this story, but you can't. You cannot. You cannot conveniently leave out the fact that the government has put their role into this, and that is what is putting they're trying to put their thumb on the scale. Miss me with that. Now, Nexstar also chimed in. They said that they also will resume airing Jimmy Kimmel. So he'll basically be back in full force. Now, Disney made no editorial or content concessions to Sinclair or Nexstar in resolving the standoffs. In other words, Disney was like, we're not changing nothing. And that is actually a smart move on Disney's part, because now what that does is it tells other, artists, the different actors, different TV shows, creators, we're not going to tell Jimmy Kimmel what he should or should not do. I'm sure they wanted to, but you need to play nice, because the moment other creators or other content people or whatever feel like you're going to also bend the knee, they're not going to work for you. They're not going to do that. Who would want to go work for Disney if they knew, oh man, I can't be my authentic self. Oh man, I can't say what I want to say because I know all it takes is a little push from the government. So I like the fact that Disney at least did not make any concessions that way in bringing Kimmel back. Now, Nexstar had this to say. As a local broadcaster, Nexstar remains committed to protecting the First Amendment while producing and airing local and national news that is fact-based and unbiased, and above all, broadcasting content that is the best interest of communities we serve. Okay, cool. I mean, that sounds good. Sure. To be clear, our commitment to those principles has guided our decisions throughout this process, independent of any external influence from government agencies or individuals. Where they at? No, I need another one. Cap. Another cap. You want us to believe that while you have a $6 billion merger that needs government approval, after the government said they don't like something, and you sat here and pulled that same something off the air, you want us to believe that you made this decision independently? Are y'all dumb? Are y'all serious? Do you think we're dumb? They must think people are dumb. They have to think people are dumb. Y'all were better off just sitting here saying we are committed to blah, 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 and we're going to put out the Y'all were fine before that. But to sit here and lie in our face and sit here and talk about we made this independent, stop it. Just stop it. Nobody believes you. You need more people. Okay? Get out my face. Anyway, Jimmy Kimmel's back. Whether you like him or not, I think at the very least we should all respect the fact that free speech should be protected. Again, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. It doesn't matter who you vote for. It doesn't matter if you find him funny or if you don't find him funny. None of that matters. Stop talking about that. It's stupid. All that matters is in America, we have the freedom to say what we want to say without fear of punishment or consequence from our government. That's it. It's literally what makes America great, because there are other countries that would kill for stuff like that. They would love to have that ability. They would love to have that right to be able to joke how they want to joke, say what they want to say, have opinions freely expressed, but they can't. Ain't no way we got to be that spoiled with these rights that we're going to sit here and be like, well, because Jimmy's not on my team, I'm okay with violating the First Amendment. No, let's not do that. Anyway, guys, you guys let me know, how do you feel knowing that Jimmy Kimmel is back on TV? Did you watch that episode? Did you add into those ratings? Whatever you think, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, Puma, what you got? Disney needs to recast T'Challa Sr. Happy birthday to E-Man and Dre Mack. Is it Dre's birthday too? Oh, man, happy birthday to the brother. Twins. All right. Disney sounds like Earth X, just saying not black people in power roles. Well, hey, let them get it together. Let them get that together. Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate you. All right, guys. That is actually all I have for tonight. Like I said, I gotta go and I gotta watch some Peacemaker. I gotta get ready for that. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart so much for all the support, for everything that you guys have done. You guys make all of this work worth it. Doesn't even feel like work with y'all. So I want to thank you so much. I want to I know I sound like a broken record, but I do want to make sure that you guys understand that I appreciate you guys. I never take anything for granted. Yeah, like, it's real. It's real. So, okay, guys, the routine. Have a good, safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. I feel like we should go out with the song. I feel like that'd be great. So let's kind of do that. Shout out to my man, Chief Wakil. But y'all have a great weekend. All right. Peace.
Oh, yeah. You are now tuned into E-Man After Dark. Oh, you feel it too. E-Bombay. Use some of that dark magic on me, baby. E-Man After Dark. You are now tuned into E-Man After Dark. Kept her waiting for long. The way she reached for the stone. I'm never leaving Westview, baby. Call me Vashon. Why don't you sprinkle some of that dark magic on me? After dark, phase one was a beginning. beginning when we first had arrived. Phase 2 was something new, then we was starting to thrive. Phase 3 was something special, we was in overdrive. We ain't gonna talk about 4, we just gonna skip on to 5. We after dark. Yeah, you know you live with We after dark. And when you leave this room, you an Avenger. From this point on, after dark. You know. We after dark.